Android Studio. Create subclasses. 1. Create a SquareCabin subclass. 1. Under the dwelling class, create a class called SquareCabin. Next, you need to indicate that SquareCabin is related to dwelling. In your code you need to indicate that SquareCabin extends dwelling, or is a subclass of dwelling. Because SquareCabin will provide the implementation of the abstract part of dwelling. By adding a colon after the SquareCabin class name, followed by a call to initialize the parent dwelling class, indicating this inheritance. 2. If extending from a parent class, you must pass in the parameters required by the parent class. Dwelling requires entering the number of residents. However, you want your program to be more flexible and allow SquareCabins to have different numbers of guests. Therefore, residents are included as a parameter in the SquareCabin class definition. Don't declare residents as val, because you are reusing a property already declared in the parent class dwelling. Run your code. This results in an error. Constructor. The dwelling class definition specifies that its constructor requires the residence parameter. So that's why you see residents passed to the dwelling constructor in the SquareCabin class definition. In the dwelling class, you define an abstract variable building material. SquareCabin is a subclass of dwelling, so it must provide a value for building material. Use the override keyword to indicate that this property is defined in the parent class and will be replaced in this class. 3. In the SquareCabin class, override the building material property and assign it the value wood. Do the same for capacity and show that 6 people can live in a SquareCabin. Using SquareCabin. 1. Insert an empty main function before the dwelling and SquareCabin class definitions. 2. In the main function, create a SquareCabin instance named SquareCabin with 6 guests. Add print statements for the capacity, the building material and the hasRoom function. Note that the hasRoom function is not defined in the SquareCabin class, but in the dwelling class. Since SquareCabin is a subclass of dwelling class, hasRoom function is directly inherited without task operation. The hasRoom function can now be called on all instances of SquareCabin, as shown in the code snippet SquareCabin.hasRoom. 3. Run the code and the output should look like this. The SquareCabin you created has 6 guests, which is equal to the value of capacity, so hasRoom returns false. You can try initializing SquareCabin with a smaller number of residents. When you run the program again, hasRoom should return true. Use with to simplify your code. When you use a specific instance of a class and need to access several properties and functions of that instance, you can use the with statement to say, do all of the following on this instance object. Start with the keyword with, followed by the instance name in parentheses. Then enter the curly brackets and specify what you want to do within them. 1. In the main function, change your output statement to use with. 2. Remove SquareCabin from the output statement. 3. Run the code again to make sure it works without any errors and outputs the same result.